welcome back. My name is Sofia and I'm a child life volunteer, and today we're going to be learning all about bridges. So how did the chicken get to the other side? It used a bridge. Well, okay, maybe chickens don't use bridges, but humans sure do. Think about a big ocean or a huge valley. The only way to get across is through a bridge. Here in Florida, because we're surrounded by so much water, we have a ton of bridges. You might recognize a couple. So over here we have the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which is located in St. Petersburg, Florida. This bridge is known for being super high. You have to drive up a hill and then down it. But this way you can cross the water. And this right here is the Rickenbacker Causeway, which connects Miami to one of the islands. And finally, my personal favorite, the DNA Bridge right here in Gainesville. All these bridges might look a little bit different, but they have one thing in common, and that's that they're super strong. In the pictures, you could see that some of the bridges were supporting multiple cars. Now, one car is really heavy already. Imagine the combined weight of 1,000. That must be super heavy. So how are bridges so strong? Well, there's two answers. One is the bridge's material that it's made out of, and two is its structure. Bridges are typically made of iron, steel, and concrete, which are all very sturdy. But more important than a bridge's material that it's made out of is its structure. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 bridge structures: the beam bridge, the suspension bridge, and the truss bridge. Now let's go talk about them. Starting off, let's talk about the beam bridge. The beam bridge is probably the simplest kind of bridge, and it's typically found with a flat plane and pillars underneath it to support the weight. Although a beam bridge is sturdy enough to support walking pedestrians, it isn't always the best to support bigger objects such as cars or buses. Let's go see what happens when a beam bridge takes on too much weight. Right? Hi guys! So in your craft package, you should find 2 Dixie cups, a piece of paper that's folded, and a couple of bears. So we're going to use these materials to demonstrate a beam bridge and why it might not be the best at carrying heavy weights. So we're gonna put our 2 Dixie cups about a hand's length away from each other, and then go ahead and put your paper on top. As you can tell, this kind of models a beam bridge because you have the flat plane and the pillars underneath. So while this might be okay to support a small bear, let's see what happens when we put more weight on it. Oh no, it collapses. So this shows that, the beam bridge probably isn't the best for a lot, but it can support small amounts of weight. Let's go learn about the other types of bridges to see what works better. So let's talk about truss bridges. What is a truss bridge and why is it sturdier than a beam bridge? Well, after years of experimenting and designing, engineers found out that one shape was really sturdy in particular. Can you guess what it is? It's a triangle. I know, you're probably thinking, a triangle? How is it sturdy? It doesn't look all that sturdy. Well, because of its shape, anytime pressure is applied to the tip of a triangle, it's able to balance out that force with the 3 sides bearing the force equally. And that's why when we implement this shape into bridges, bridges are able to bear the weight of cars and trucks that pass it on the daily. So now that we've talked about truss bridges and explained the importance of triangles, let's go try it out in our model. So once again, we're gonna take our piece of paper and the 2 Dixie cups. We're gonna lay out the 2 Dixie cups, but this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold these so that it has a triangular-like shape. So you're gonna fold it in once, right, and then fold it back. And you're gonna keep doing this until all of the paper is folded, and then I'll reveal the triangle shapes. All right guys, keep working on this. I'll check back in with you as soon as I'm done. All right guys, so once you finish folding your paper, you should get your paper to look like this. Can you see the little triangle shapes that are forming at the folds? All right, great. Now that you do, put the 2 Dixie cups on the table and put your folded paper over it. Now, we're gonna test out how many bears our bridge can support. How many do you think? 1? All 4? Let's find out. So like our beam bridge, it's able to support the 1 bear, but let's keep going. Oh, it's supporting 2, better than last time. 3, 4. Wow, this truss bridge is able to support all the bears. Now let's go learn about suspension bridges because you've probably seen it. Ever been to San Francisco? Finally, let's talk about suspension bridges. So probably the most famous suspension bridge in America is the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a big red bridge in San Francisco, and it's basically shaped with a flat plane where the cars are able to cross and kind of a wave-like pattern. So it'll be two pillars and kind of like the swoop of a dip of cable that connects it. So a suspension bridge works because of a force called tension, and tension can be modeled with our string over here. See, when I pull in this direction and pull in this direction, the string doesn't break, and that's because of tension. It's able to balance the force within the string, and a suspension bridge uses the same principle. That's why even on a super busy day in California, when there's hundreds of thousands of cars on the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge is able to maintain its shape. So in your guys' craft packages, you guys should find a ton of different types of materials. Dixie cups, popsicle sticks, wooden dowels, paper, string, and a bunch of different little bears. What I want you guys to do is explore and ask yourself different questions and come up with different challenges. Here's a couple for you. Can you build a tall bridge? Can you build a long bridge? Can you build a bridge with different material than the ones that we used in this video? Can you build the strongest bridge that can support all the bears in the box? I want you guys to test it out and let me know how it goes. Hi guys, I hope you had a ton of fun learning about bridges. I can't wait to see all the designs you guys come up with the properties we talked about. See you guys next time, bye!